Hi guys. My name is Kumakechiro Arnold. I am from Northern Uganda. I'm one of the scholarship beneficiaries of Invisible Children. Thank you very much for having me in your college and also my teammates. Just like you've watched the update of the movie called Tony, I'm going to share with you my own personal story and how the war had a negative and positive impact in my life. It was right in the year 1988, the period when I was born, and by that time my mother was really very young, and all she could do was like to abandon me because of the peer pressure and then like being ashamed in public. And she left that for my grandmother to take care of me. And my grandmother did all that was needed for a child to grow normally. And indeed she made sure that I lived out there now so that I can kind of grow up properly. But then the challenge which we were having at that moment was the LRA war, which had just started by that time. And like, we were really very unsettled because we find that we are normally being attacked almost all the time. So what my grandmother came up with was like, maybe we could like kind of run into the jungle every night so that we can hide and then be more secure and then have more security. But that didn't help much because me being too young by that time, the cold weather which was hot at night, I couldn't bear it anymore. So I ended up catching malaria. And that malaria affected me too badly that I went up to that state of coma. And then all my grandmother knew was like, I was going to die. And she had already given up my life because I was really in a very bad and terrible condition. But then like, God didn't take up my life that time. I regained my energy back, started growing up normally again. But then the war never stopped and like kind of it still had to move up and down. But then like, I kept on growing in the war zone like that. And then to reach a point when I had to begin schooling and like my grandmother being a peasant farmer, she couldn't afford much and like kind of, she managed to take me to junior level, however much difficult it was for her to pay for the tuition fee. And like I went on my school, I started schooling very well, but then like the challenge was being a very young kid by that time, we had to move like a kilometer from home to go and attend class. And then to make it worse was like the LRA who could like come and attack us in school like twice. So you find that in a week I was going to school 3 times. Life wasn't easy for us who were young by that time. But we kept on growing. We kept on believing that one day we shall see peace in this homeland of Northern Uganda. And like, yeah, we had the belief that one time we shall be happy. And then like, I finished my junior, graduated to high school, and that was like a turning point because my grandmother told me openly that, you know what, I can't afford high school anymore because the tuition is very high. And like, me personally, I had no option because I knew how she struggled to make sure that I stay in junior level. And I knew how difficult it was to kind of raise money in a war zone by that time. And like kind of, I just gave up and I said, yeah, I will be home with you and shall do all the domestic work that you want me to do. And life went on like that. And then I kind of got lucky that it was in the summer of 2005 when Invisible Children came up. And when they came up, they started one of the programs called the Legacy Scholarship Program. And in that program, they normally pay vulnerable children in school. And then I applied a year later on. They took me into the program. They took me back to school. They started paying me night school. I continued with my school normally, the way it should have been, and like things were really looking good. But then the war never ended. And like right now it's a talk, I've ready to finish up my college. And like me joining college, I performed very well from high school that the government again took me to another scholarship program. And all that can happen because of Invisible Children and then the hard work which I had to put in school because we believe in the value of education. So things are really looking brighter for me right now because I'm only waiting for my graduation in this coming January. And I'm really happy because life is really looking brighter because I was a person who thought, I actually thought I was going to die a long time in the bush. I'm a person who actually had no hope, a person who actually never thought he would live in a dream in the world, a person who kind of thought that maybe God did not put us on the right planet, but then from nowhere all those miracles started happening. And right now as I talk, Northern Uganda is actually in a relative peace. Where I come from, they're not in peace. But then my colleagues who are in Congo, they're really suffering a lot because the war is still going on, like the way I told you. And it's what's currently going on in Congo. And like people there are being killed, especially the children. You find a very young child like age 12 and it's being brainwashed, being kidnapped, and then forced to join the army, the rebel groups. And like after joining the rebel group, they're trained, and then like they're brainwashed again, and then being brought back again, kill their family members. And you find like a very young child killing its own mother, and you cannot even believe that a child can do that kind of things, but that's what's actually happening in Congo. And the LRA, like the way they normally do the operations, like they believe in children. That children can be brainwashed quickly and they can kind of forget and be scared, and they stay in the jungle for that long. So these children, like the way Mitso children thought is like they can't wait and these children need to be brought back at home. But then the people who can do that is you guys. The people who can do that is the support which you're going to give to Mitso children. And you can support them like the way they mentioned in the movie, that you can sign up like for TRY, which is a monthly donation, a monthly recurring donation of $25. I know that it's really a very big commitment a person can make in life, but know that what you're going to do, the commitment which you're going to make right now, is going to change the world. It's going to bring peace in other parts of the country. It's going to stop the abduction of children, which is going on. And you can do that the way they mentioned it. You can come out like, you find us right out here, and then you can sign up. Or you can like also buy any of the merch item which you're going to get outside on the table. Because all that money which you're buying, they will go direct into the protection plan program, which the Apple is trying to implement right now. But they cannot do all that without your support. So come join me and make the protection plan become a reality. Sign up for TRY, and you'll find that you'll be part of the history. You'll be the people who can bring the longest running war in Africa to the end. Thank you very much for coming once again.